Hello, this is Cameron, and before we start this video, I just wanted to say that this podcast was originally recorded around August 15th of 2024. So this podcast might be a little bit dated, and we did sit on it for a while before airing it. We're sorry, but it's a good one. You're going to like it a lot. Sorry, we won't do it again. We've learned from our mistakes. I love you very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Echo. Disney's Echo?
Disney's Echo? Which one was Echo?
That's the sequel to Hawkeye, where it's
What?
the girl who was adopted by Kingpin.
Is that what that Hawkeye show I didn't watch was about?
Hawkeye, unironically, is my favorite MCU thing.
I only remember that show because it aired. It came out around Christmas, didn't it, or was it Thanksgiving?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a Christmas special.
It's a Christmas special. It has a really weird logo.
It does.
It's like it went to the gym and worked out, just like Jeremy Renner. He worked out.
Have you seen the Jeremy Renner app?
I've heard of it.
We should have Jeremy Renner on the podcast.
We'll put him in the thumbnail.
Welcome to the Friends, Pals, and Avengers podcast.
We're all Avengers fans. I've gone on record many times saying that I'm a huge Avengers fan. The last Avengers film I saw was I don't know. It's been a minute.
We have here
You want to introduce yourself?
We have Hell's Kitchen's own the Daredevil, Cameron Moore, the Master of Kunlun, the Iron Fist, your pal Aaron.
Quick, Nolan, man,
and
you have to distract Kang.
joining us as well, a very special guest, Hollywood's own, as seen on TV and film and Disney Plus, Jeremy Renner.
Hi, this is Jeremy
He's never
Renner.
been seen all at once, all at the same time.
Probably not.
Not till today.
We went from I can't believe we went from Orloff to like an A-list celebrity.
Yeah, very proud of that.
Wait, I should have called you Mr. Fantastic. Fuck.
Say that again.
Fucking...
Say that again.
I really like the part in the Fan Four Stick when Reed Richards went up to Ben Grimm and said, "I am having a crisis." And then the thing said, "Well, I'm fat."
Was that movie actually called Fan Four? Like the four?
Yeah, the four is in the thing.
They gotta bring that back. Movies haven't done that. They gotta bring that back.
Yeah, movies need to be shitty again. I agree.
No, like I love it when they just insert like numbers into their titles. It's just so funny.
But it was cool looking.
I think we need to bring back Z's in the place of S's as well.
What things did that?
Xbox gamer tags.
Oh.
The first thing I wanted to talk about this, I was going to say week. We do not do weekly. So you know about this. I was at work for the opening weekend of hit film Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes. The film that made $1 million only.
Only?
Oh yeah, it flopped. It was a big flop.
It's abysmal.
Disney's flopped again.
They've done it again.
But no, go ahead.
You know something like that, Jeremy, right? Yeah.
Probably not.
I was working up front scanning tickets, and then from behind me, I was greeted by friend of the show, one Nicholas.
Oh, I forgot.
Richter of Ellen Green.
I hope as soon as he went away, you like had Interpol on your speed dial and like turned him in.
I had to go rush to the back and wash my hands.
How was it seeing Nick?
Not terrible.
How was he? Was he alone?
Experience.
Was he with a gaggle of friends?
He was with his cool new friends that I don't know.
What if they just all look
And I
like
was
bizarre
kind of
versions
sad.
of us?
I was kind of sad that he found me there because I was really hoping I'd run into him on campus and embarrass him in front of his friends.
Well, you still had the chance. It's
You know,
such
but
a-
now he'll expect it.
it just,
I
it
won't have
just
the
it,
element
to
of
me, it just
surprise.
sounds like you fumbled in front of him. You missed your opportunity. I told you I ran into Nick's mom at work.
Did you complain about Nick's performance like
Well,
Ashley did?
well, what I did was I was like handing like groceries to people, and I recognized her last name, and Nick has a very specific last name, and I'm like, "Do you have a son?" And she's like, "Oh my god, like I have had so many fucking people ask me that question." And
Really?
yeah, I know. And she's like, because like everyone from our high school knew Nick, I guess, and you know it's a very recognizable last name. So I asked her. She's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I got a son." Yeah, you saw Nick, and Nick, he told you he saw the FYC.
Yes, he did. He said it was funny.
Did he watch the whole thing? It was like 10 minutes, but did he watch the whole thing?
I assume so.
That's that's great.
I wonder how many people watching the show skipped the review and just watched, or just watched the review and skipped.
Lord knows I do. Whenever I watch FYC again.
That you skip the reviews.
Yeah, well, I usually watch the gag reel and commentary tracks more often than the reviews. But if I'm making like a compilation video or best of, I'm skipping the reviews.
Well, other than that one guy who commented, I wonder how many people only like the reviews and not
Yeah.
the
I mean, like
funnies.
with videos that average around like at least over 100, like every video has gotten over 100 views. There has to be someone who watched it all the way through and said, "Yeah, that's pretty good." Statistically speaking,
I don't know how.
Like I know you can go to YouTube Analytics and see like when people like dropped off the video.
We should do that sometime.
Yeah, I was surprised that Pure Condolences hit 50 views. Like I know that's not like a big number, but for a show that has, you know, no viewership, that's pretty good.
And that hasn't had like a consistent release in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
mean,
have
if
a
you wanna hear
story.
more
Hold
about
on,
that, listen to the last
I have a
episode.
quick story to tell about that.
Yeah.
Because when I was going to film my scenes of the graveyard separate from you guys, it was just me and Tyler. You know the scene where like I throw the chair and I'm like, I'm bringing back FYC, and then it cuts to you guys running over to me.
Yeah.
I was doing it. I was like, Tyler, maybe you should have like you yelling, you know, hold it right there, you know, you big idiot, to like, you know, set it up more so it's not jarring. And he's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'd do it. But I had my handheld, my lapel mic that I was holding, and since the audio on that is weird, he sounded really far away, and I couldn't boost it. And so I'm like, oh, Tyler, can you like send me like a clip of you outside just like screaming what you were doing? And of course he does a thing where he doesn't do it for a week. and I'm like, okay, I'll just drop it. It worked fine without him yelling, so I'm like, all right, it's fine, I can drop it. Like 3 days after the video comes out,
He sends the audio.
the thing he sends me the audio, it's him outside, and he goes, "Hold it right there, you great-started bastard." He's like whispering in his phone.
Can we find a way to fit that into something later?
Hold it right there, you gray shirt bastard.
Love Tyler.
Did I ever tell the story of waking up Tyler on the podcast? Did I ever do that?
Oh no, I don't think you have.
I don't think I ever
That's a
did.
good
Okay.
story.
So this was about like 2 years ago. We were gonna go visit you, Aaron, where you live, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go pick up Tyler, and it's like 9 o'clock, and I've already told Tyler I'd be there at 8:30 or whatever. I give Tyler a heads up in advance that I'm gonna go pick him up. I go to his house. He isn't walking out the door like he usually does, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll wait. I text him. He isn't coming out. Like 10 minutes pass. I'm like, I should go to the front door. His front doorbell doesn't work or something. It just doesn't work. And I can't knock on the door because it's like, you know, a glass door and then a proper door. And it's like almost 30 minutes have passed. I try to go around the back. The doorbell in the back doesn't work. It's like been like carved out. I can't call. And I'm like blowing up his phone like, Tyler, wake up, wake up, wake up. He isn't waking up. I call you, and I'm like, I don't know, Tyler. He must be asleep. And I don't know who had the idea. It may have been both of us. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna lay on the horn, and
This window.
Because the thing is, I see the window in front of me, and I'm like, I think that's Tyler's window. So instead of, just knocking on the window, well, no, I didn't do it because I was like, that might be Tyler's. It was a 50-50 chance. Either that's Tyler's window or his random family member's window. So it's just like, I'm going to take that gamble. So I'm like, all right, Aaron, like fire in the hole, and I lay on the horn. The instant I lay on the instant I lay on the horn, the blinds shoot up like he's being caught. It is the hardest I have ever laughed in my life.
I mean, not for nothing, it worked.
Then Tyler comes out 5 minutes later with like a Pop-Tart and a Monster. then we go. And the Tyler tells me that he actually woke up before I laid the horn on. So he wakes up, is getting oriented, and is immediately greeted with a horn in his window. Oh, it was hilarious.
So
And you were on the phone with me the whole time.
yeah, I was a bystander to this.
It is. You can attest.
Do you want
the hardest.
to
I've ever
tell
laughed.
the Tyler McDonald story?
you want to?
We held us up 20 minutes at McDonald's.
I told the wake up story. You can tell the McDonald's story if you want.
We filmed For Your Condolences on, I want to say, like a Saturday.
No, this was the next day. This is the day I was taking you back.
Yeah. So I went over. You guys picked me up on the Saturday. We filmed, hung out at your place, and then you and I hung out that night, watched Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tyler came back over. We just hung out for a while Sunday.
Yeah.
Our travel was already behind. Some like tropical storm was rolling
Yeah.
in or whatever.
Yeah. To be fair, it did rain pretty bad that day.
We finally get to leave, and we said, okay, well, before we go, we're gonna get some food because we were really hungry. And
Yeah, it was lunchtime. It was like 2 o'clock.
and I don't think you or I really ate that day either.
No, I just had like a burger.
I think it's just us three. I don't think Evan's with us.
Yeah, no, it's just us. We stopped by Evan's house to like say goodbye to him.
You and I got food.
Yeah, because we have yeah.
And so the McDonald's, you don't order up at front anymore. It has like a kiosk thing.
Yeah. It's
And
like a
I'm
big
punching in my order.
screen.
And I offered to get Tyler's food for him.
Yeah, so I think we
'Cause I'm
both do. I think we both do.
Yeah, because we're on kind of a time crunch right now.
Yeah.
We're already behind. Okay, and then Tyler's like, no, I'm gonna use the app. So me and Karen will separately get our food. Tyler hasn't even ordered his food yet by the time we get our food.
Yeah, and I'm already like peeling the pickles off my burger, and he's like still trying to figure out the app.
I'm already starting on my chicken nuggets. Like we're eating. And then he finally finished his order, and then you and I are done eating, and then we have to stand there for like 12-15 minutes for Tyler to get his like one burger and like small Coke, and then we can leave. I had to go home and explain to my family, like, look, I know you're mad that I took forever, but let me tell you how none of this is my fault.
That day was
It was
fucked
like
up.
everyone else's fault but me and Cameron.
That day was fucked up. It started with me watching you play Super Sluggers for like 2 hours.
I think you came into your room, me half awake playing Super Sluggers. At
No,
like
no,
9 in the
you came
morning.
downstairs first. You came downstairs first, and you were
Okay.
like, let's go play Sluggers, and I watched you play Sluggers, and then
Because
we
I had
attempted,
to unlock characters for you.
yeah, and then we attempted to find something to do, but since I don't have any multiplayer games, I'm like, fuck, what do we do? Because we were gonna play Mario Party 8, but we had to wait for Tyler.
And then his copy didn't work.
Yeah, his Mario Party 8 was like from Chernobyl, so whenever we got to the first mini game, it like hard crashed. I still have his copy. He hasn't reclaimed it.
Does it at least have the manual in it?
Let's check. Let's see how much resale value I can get for it.
Because then you could at least like just get a disc.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Oh, okay. So it has the manual, but there's like a coffee stain on the Wii logo.
Thanks, Tyler.
I guess they're out of plates that day.
better use my Mario Party 8 manual.
I'm all out of
That's my
coasters.
coaster.
I'm all out of.
Next time I'll bring my Switch over and we'll play Mario Party online, like the N64
Yeah, because
ones.
they
and
have
then-
the first 3 on Nintendo Switch now.
Yeah, I have the Switch Online expansion, so we
Super
can play
Mario Party. Never heard of it.
I can bring my Wii and we can play Melee if you want.
Oh, you bought Melee since? Fuck.
Yeah, I need to get a memory card for my GameCube though.
Oh,
for the
see.
GameCube games.
Well, that means you can unlock like Luigi as many times as you want.
I know.
Fun
I can
never ends.
relive the moment of unlocking Luigi.
I have Wii U and Brawl, and listen, I like Brawl. All right, I probably
I
put,
also like.
I love Brawl, but I hate fucking unlocking shit in Brawl. I hate Subspace Emissary so fucking much. I hate it so much.
It's really boring.
It is extremely bad, and I'm like, the cutscenes aren't that much better either. I'm sorry, I hate to say that.
I will say that I think Brawl is the most finished and put together Smash game out of any of them. Like, it feels like the most complete game. Ultimate has the biggest roster. It has
It's got
arguably the best
Fucking Pichu.
gameplay. Other than the gameplay, there's like
Wait, you don't like Tournament
it's
of Light?
stupid no, I don't.
You don't like the painting mode?
It's stupid. It's stupid for me to say. Like, what else are you gonna do in a Smash Bros. Game other than play Smash Bros? But like, there's literally nothing else to do in that game.
Yeah, it doesn't help that, like, Break the Targets has been, like, lobotomized. It hasn't been good since
All-Star
since
mode has
Melee.
been lobotomized real bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Multi-man
classic mode's
Melee.
really good, though.
Is multi-man Melee still a thing?
It is, but like, it's
Okay.
tucked away behind like 3 menus.
I hate
And,
that.
like,
That's
it's
the thing, is the
you just beat
menus...
up
in-
Miis.
Ever since Smash 4, the menus in Smash Bros. Has been fucked. Like, I don't know where I'm going.
Ultimate is just all of my problems with Smash 4 expedited for the most part.
Yeah.
Other than like the central gameplay, it's like really good.
Yeah, but once you start playing, you forget that because the game's good.
The game's good, and the stage creator is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I remember...
like Smash
Wait, hold on,
Ultimate
I
3 times.
just want to tell the story real quick. It's like a 5-second story. When we had Smash Club in high school, they made a Mii fighter off of the school superintendent. He just played as him.
That's so funny.
And it was really funny.
I'd like Smash Ultimate 3 times more if they just had trophies instead of PNGs.
It's like stickers, yeah. It's so stupid.
Do you remember? Do you remember when I think you were there when we had to follow Tyler into the Smash Club one day?
I think so.
And it was the stinkiest room I think I've ever been in. And I'm not saying that like to be hyperbolic. Like, it legitimately was awful in there.
It used to be a lot better because Smash Club because in my freshman year of high school, we had like an hour lunch, and a lot of clubs would meet during that, and Smash Club would meet. So I'm like, oh, instead of just sitting on the floor in the hallway, let's go to Smash Club and sit on a desk and like watch people play Smash Bros as we eat lunch. It was cool.
When I got there, it was the 4 divided lunches.
Yeah, kind of sucks. I remember I would skip out on my lunch period and hang out with you guys. I got to watch the news with you guys.
That was like the only bit of feedback I could ever tangibly get on my hard work.
Yeah, because God knows the other teachers weren't showing the news.
I remember our friend of the show, Ashley. He would tell me like,
It's been a stretch.
people said they don't like this thing that you did or whatever, and I was legitimately at
This
one point, I said, like,
specific
"Who's
thing that
people?"
you did, this specific thing you did, they figured out who you were and they said, I don't like this by this person.
Well, no, I mean, I literally asked Ashley like for feedback, and they're like, "Yo, people said they didn't like this or whatever," and I'm like, "Ashley, who's people?
Who is this?
Like, is it teachers? Who's like, what is the demographic I'm looking at?"
Yeah,
here?
who are we polling?
Okay, so I guess we should probably explain this for the people that don't know. For our senior year of high school, I headed the school news for like almost the entire year.
Yeah,
And nearly killed myself in the process.
yeah, you were like the main. I don't know. You can tell what you did. You're the one who did it. All the duties you had to
Yeah.
partake.
I was the main editor, and like, I didn't necessarily call shots, but it was my job to wrangle everything together.
Yeah. Did you go out and like get material from everyone and be like, give me your shit to put into the shit?
Yeah, I had to yell at people to give me their SD cards.
Yeah.
Like all the time. It was just annoying because it took forever and it was like a thankless job.
Yeah.
I'm spending all this effort doing something I'm not enjoying.
You
and then getting,
essentially
like,
ghost
zero
wrote.
feedback.
You like ghost wrote the school news for Ashley.
Yeah, no, that's exactly that's the best way to put it. Is I ghost wrote it and then no one knew. And even like the last, and I was never credited for it.
No,
which
but
you can attest.
like when they did the final newscast of the year, you were like a producer. You weren't even a producer. You were like reporter.
No, I was listed as an anchor, the same as like Tyler and like other people who just did segments. So I was credited for my own personal segment, the 10-minute power hour, or just like the school power hour,
Yeah.
otherwise known as Erin inflates her ego for 2 minutes.
It was good. I liked it.
The problem with that was I was trying to do like YouTuber content, like Junior Mr. Beast type stuff, and I was
certainly glad you didn't turn out like Mr. Beast.
yeah, it was like 2021. Mr. Beast was still like
Oh, okay.
very different context then. But like I was trying to do like YouTuber content sandwiched in a school newscast that's already like 20 minutes
Yeah.
as is.
So you go from like, today we're interviewing the football team, and then they cut to you, hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's a
You know,
completely
me and
different
Tyler were like
tone.
the only two people with energy in their segment.
Oh yeah.
And it also didn't help that my segments were in the ass, like both me and Tyler were in the ass back of the news.
I remember Tyler got mad about that. He was like, dude, like a good deal of people watch it for like, the fun stuff. Why are you putting it at the end? I think he did. I think Ashley did relent one time and put it farther ahead.
He did once.
Yeah. Never
And
again.
then I was one in the very back. And there's one thing that I regret from that time.
So I
is
had
that
a lot of
wish-
regrets.
I wish we learned what we know now, in the sense of that, like, the only people stopping us from filming what we wanted was us.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, we got to do this secret version to fit in what we want, just the newscast or whatever. It's like, I could have just simply told Ashley no and then just did what I wanted. Obviously, it wouldn't fit on the newscast, but like, I
But
didn't
we
have to
have
go
it-
through all the links just to do sketch comedy. I could have just done sketch comedy myself and then
Yeah.
had fun.
I guess we were just worried about fitting it into this, when in reality we could have been like, screw this, let's just do it on our own terms. We were trying
Yeah,
to
that's what I
fit
mean,
our
like-
own stuff into something that wasn't going to work out for it. Well, you two,
Yeah, like-
mostly you were. Tyler was pretty content with what he was doing.
Yeah, but like, I wish I kind of learned the same thing you did with FYC. It's like, why am I trying to fit this on the school news? Let me just do my own thing on my terms, do it
Yeah.
at my own length.
Well, to be fair, you were doing SNS, so you were doing your own thing.
That is true. I was doing Sylvester and Stallone.
Yeah.
Which, before you ask, I do in fact have an SD card reader now.
Oh, really?
So I just need to find what card it's on.
Please
And
do.
then, so there is progress
I'm
being made.
clamoring to see the gag reel for Sylvester and Stallone.
I explained Justin's ouch story at work.
Ouch! Really?
Yeah.
I remember during that podcast when Justin was telling the out story, you at one point say, "I know what I'm going to do when I go to Cameron's house." Best believe
Didn't do.
I was waiting for you to do something when you were at my house. I was like, "Fucking, I'm gonna fucking
I
do
should have done
something."
that in the super fucking fancy ass bathroom you have.
In my Turkish bathroom. For those who don't know, I live in a palace on top of a hill, right next to the Taj Mahal.
Imagine the like one time you have a friend over, like your mom goes upstairs into your beautiful Turkish bathroom and just sees "ouch" written on the like spelled on the wall in shit. Then your mom just goes, "Cameron!"
I rewatched.
If I did that, I would have tried to blame it on Tyler.
It would have worked. We could have. It would have been the perfect crime.
It's believable Tyler would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should try to get Tyler banned from your house. Like, without his knowledge. Then he comes back and his mom just like, your mom stares daggers. It's like hilarious.
It's like Cameron. I don't think it'd be best to have Tyler come in this house anymore. This is like my mom's like, I think he's a corrupting influence on you and your friends.
Corrupting influence. Imagine if, like, your mom got super in deep with, like, behind the scenes part of it. It's like, of like FYC. It's just like, look, I don't
I
trust
pray.
someone who can't finish their episode of FYC. We can't have Tyler over.
He has no
early
follow
episode.
through. Cameron, he has no follow through. All right, he's gonna make you lazy.
He's complacent. You need to cut him from the show.
He's gonna hurt your ad. He's gonna hurt your ad revenue, Cameron. He's gonna bring down.
You're like your manager.
He's gonna bring down the corporate image. We need to get our best spin team to get him off. Get him off the crew.
You should have cast in Tavin.
It's not too late to recast. Like, Cameron, it's not too late to recast. It's not too late.
We could always write Jimmy Johns off the show with his eye. We don't need him to come back. It's like, we had something working with you and Dino. Let's keep it like that.
Listen, we can drop Kang the Conqueror and bring in Doctor Doom. Okay, listen, it'll work out.
I am truly the Doctor Doom of For Your Consideration. and Jimmy Johnson's Kang the Conqueror.
Take that for what you will. This joke will be a lot funnier to people who know. Speaking of discussing film, I want to talk about a movie I saw today.
Yeah.
So people who know me know that I have a certain admiration for an Aikido associate known as Steve. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. He's very serious.
He's impervious and also a bad.
The man, Steven Seagal. I've been on a Steven Seagal binge recently, and I bought for $3 Under Siege 2. That's the great thing. I love buying Steven Seagal movies secondhand because that means he sees none of the money, which means he doesn't
you
get
get
paid.
all of the enjoyment of Steven Seagal.
And I've seen Under Siege 1. That's the one where he's a cook. He's like an ex-Navy SEAL cook, and he's like on a boat. It's like Die Hard on a battleship. It's pretty good. Tommy Lee Jones is in it. Gary Busey's in it. Gary Busey was gonna be in the sequel, but Steven Seagal personally paid him $75,000 to make him say no, because he was worried he would upstage him, I guess. Doesn't mean the movie isn't star-studded. Fucking Mike from Breaking Bad is in Under Siege 2.
See?
Yes, and he looks... the movie was filmed in the 90s, but he still looks exactly the same as he did in Breaking Bad.
That's awesome.
Under Siege 2. I actually referenced Under Siege 2 in a video I made about The Last Express, the train point-and-click game. So I was like going through, oh yeah, this movie was inspired by, a bunch of classic movies, like The Maltese Falcon, The Lady Vanishes, and of course Under Siege 2. And I used the clip where Steven Seagal kicks a guy off the front of the train, and he gets like sucked underneath the train. And I'm like, it's so great because whenever there's because they use a real train, there's a real train in the movie, but whenever it's a wide shot, it's not Steven Seagal because he's like 50 pounds lighter and his hair looks good. I'm like, there's no way they got Steven Seagal on the top of that train.
Steven Seagal is one of the most unintentionally funny men in the world.
He's so insistent on ad-libbing. I'm not gonna go the movie like scene by scene. I wrote a list of funny shit. There's a part where Steven Seagal, because he's a cook, he's a cook first and foremost. They make it very obvious he's a cook. The reason why he isn't captured, because it's like Die Hard on a train, and like, oh, how does he not get captured when the terrorists come in? It's because he's in the kitchen making a cake that he's whipping. He's making he's using a whisk, but instead of using it as like a whisk, he's like using it as like a fucking spoon and like jamming it into the cake mix. So he's not using it as a whisk.
It's like stabbing the cake.
He is. And he's like,
hired this guy.
And there's a line where he's like, the train is cramping my style, so I'm not whisking how I should be right now.
Like, okay, whatever you say, Steven.
And then he puts it in the microwave. He's like, and then we put it in the microwave for 5 minutes on high, you blast the shit out of it. And I'm like, okay. So he's in the kitchen when the terrorists take over, and the terrorists come in. They shoot up one of the cooks, and he's like, "Oh, anyone else want to be a hero?" And then Steven Seagal, badasses him and kills him instantly.
Of course.
And the other bad guy, Seagal kicks him out the door, and the bad guys, very obviously see that someone has killed their men, so they just take their machine guns and just spray the car, and it kills every single one of the cooks. I'm like, Steven, you are responsible for the death of like 4 other people. I'm like, you are an asshole. Like these people did not have to die. And he hides
a lot, Steven.
And he hides in like the freezer. But later on, he's like at a bar cart or whatever. He's like, he has like this like random sidekick he has, and Steven Seagal is like doing shit, and he's like, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, "Oh, he's like, what am I doing? Oh, I'm making a bomb." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What?" And he's pulling out fucking coconut oil, and I'm like, "Great job, Steven." And he does in fact make a bomb, because he throws it at like a bunch of guys, and it results in a 5 full body fire stunt. 5 people get fully set on fire in like the span of 30 seconds.
Thanks a lot, Steven.
It's so funny, but like he douses like this. It's like a 2-layer train compartment. So he douses the stairs in like cooking oil or something, and he shoots one guy with a flare. And as he tumbles down the stairs, he just gets engulfed in flames. Like how in like these Die Hard movies, like the whole bit is like, oh man, how is like the good guy gonna arm himself? He has nothing. Like in John McClane, like, he kills one guy. He starts with a pistol, but then he works his way up to like a machine gun. In Under Siege 2, he just fucking opens a bag and he has like a gun. And I'm like, what? That's bullshit. Like, where'd that come from?
He always has that ready. What was the really shitty movie you had that I tried to get you to watch with me?
What was it, Ninja versus Shaolin?
Yeah, that's it.
I did watch that movie. I watched a bit of it because I was testing DVDs to see if they worked. I put it in. Holy fuck! It is like the worst transfer I've ever seen in my life. It's like it has like a purple filter over the whole thing.
I remember you and I when we went shopping. They had a DVD there that was like 50 kung fu movies in one.
Yeah, it had Bruce Lee on the cover. So
I think it was all Bruceploitation stuff.
No, it only had it was one Bruceploitation movie and a bunch of no-name kung fu movies.
I remember me doing the math about how much
it was like 70 cents per movie or something.
I think it was like 20-something cents per kung fu movie.
On paper,
I was like, that's
a steal. But Bleach is also really cheap if you're thirsty.
I just remember you being really proud of me for knowing what Bruceploitation meant.
Yeah, because you watched the video. But yeah, the Shaolin versus Kung Fu was really bad. I thought it was like a movie from like the 60s that they like ported over. No, it was from like the fucking mid 80s. I looked up the director. Turns out he's like a super fucking acclaimed martial arts director. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he worked for like some of the biggest names in Hong Kong kung fu movies. And I'm like, what went wrong with your career?
I want to watch more shitty movies with you.
It was so funny.
I had such a good time watching the Street Fighter movie.
It was really fun. Next time you come over, we gotta watch fucking Steven Seagal. We'll buy more Steven Seagal movies. I still gotta collect them. I gotta collect all the good ones, all 4 of them.
If we get one of us in there to play Steven Seagal in a sketch, who has to put on a fake goatee?
I have to be Steven Seagal. Okay, I call dibs on Steven Seagal because I know him better than anyone else.
You wanted this role for years.
The only time someone's been gunning for a Steven Seagal role.
As long as you can do the stupid run, that's what matters.
Throw up the gif of the stupid run. Okay, so Seagal does do a run in Under Siege 2, but it's so fun. Yeah. Okay, so it happens at the end of the film, and like he's on a train, and it's like, oh no, like this giant like gasoline train is coming from like the opposite side of the tracks because they switched the tracks, so the train collides, and it's like a really good effect. It couldn't have been a real train, but it looks like a real train. And it's like, boom, it's exploding, and it cuts to Steven Seagal. But he's just jogging. He's jogging in the train. It's like, oh no. It's like fucking Temple Run. And he's just like, he's jogging. Wait, hold on, okay. Speaking of walking, there's a scene where Steven Seagal is fighting Everett McGill from Twin Peaks. And he shambles like he's Frankenstein's monster doing it. I need to send you that. I have it right here. Hold on, here it is. I want you to watch it right fucking now. I want you to open this fucking
like
link.
in real time.
So I want to hear you because I'm gonna sync it. I'm gonna sync the reaction.
Okay.
It is.
Alright, I'm watching it now. I'm convinced Steven Seagal is like, he's 3 toddlers in a bodysuit.
And like they have like sticks for arms and hands that are putting up the sleeve.
He doesn't know how actual humans work.
The final part of the movie is so fucking the train crash at the end is so funny because it has really good effects, but for like 3 frames it cuts to like the 4 bad guys who are at the front of the train, and they're not scared. They've like fully accepted death, and they just crash and blow up. And I'm like, okay, like I guess they were just cool with dying. I guess they weren't trying to run away. And then it cuts to like a 1-second digital frame of like the main bad guy like dead on the road. And then it cuts back to Steven Seagal. He's jogging away, and Seagal is like climbing up the helicopter on the rope, and the bad guy is like holding on to him. He's like, "No, don't leave me, Steven." And Steven slams the helicopter sliding door on his fingers and chops his fingers off as the main bad guy gets engulfed in a fireball and dies. And then it fades into Steven Seagal and his niece at a fucking graveyard. No words are exchanged. Credits.
What?
And because like the whole point is like his brother died or something. But things
of course.
And like there's like no words of like, oh man, that experience really changed us for the better, Uncle Seagal. It's just boom, fade to graveyard, quick shot of the gravestone, credits. It was like after a while, like I just stopped taking notes because I was getting kind of into the movie. Because the movie isn't bad. Like people don't understand. Seagal was in some pretty decent movies back then. This isn't one of them, but it was really funny.
This isn't one of them, but he was in some of them.
It was really funny. Like there's just like lots of like I love like the stupid Seagal-isms that make like if you know who Seagal is, it makes his movies like way funnier than it should be. Yeah, it was a good movie. Very good movie.
I went to my local like smaller store.
Used media store.
Yes, because I took a couple of my coworkers with me to introduce the two of them. And I found something amazing.
What'd you find? Did you find the Holy Grail?
I think we've explained at some point the story of the Dwayne Johnson 3 film collection.
I don't think we ever did.
Do you want to explain that?
Okay, so set the scene. Was this after Christmas or before Christmas break?
This is right before.
So this is before Christmas break of our senior year. Snow's falling. People are bundling up. And Erin is plotting her greatest prank ever. Erin, out of the kindness of her fart, decides to buy gifts for us. You give Tyler a giant Dragon Ball Z or just Dragon Ball shirt, and you're like, Cameron, I want you to have this. And you give me a rectangular wrapped thing. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be a movie.
I wrapped both gifts.
So you wrap it up, and I tear off one piece, and I can't remember what it is. I'm 90% sure it's fucking Dwayne Johnson's head. The first thing I see.
The first thing you see is Dwayne's bald head.
And I'm like, I'm fucking screaming, and I feel so bad because this was during homeroom. A very quiet day during homeroom. I was the only person who was losing his shit. I feel so bad for the people who just wanted to fucking do their homework. But I don't care. I got a 3 fucking action pack of Dwayne Johnson.
The man himself.
And the thing is, like, I don't know when the triple pack came out, but it had movies where he was like always second build. he was. It came with Pain and Gain, the Michael Bay historical epic.
Right, he's second to Marky Mark, right?
Yeah, I mean, Marky Wahlberg is in it. He is second build to Mark, and I don't think it's third because Anthony Mackie is in it, but I think Anthony Mackie's third build. The second live action G.I. Joe movie, G.I. Joe Retaliation, where I think he is top build, but which is weird because if you know G.I. Joe, Duke is the main character, but Channing Tatum is for some reason like fifth build, even though he's the main character. And then there's also Hercules, you know, because give a guess who fucking plays Hercules in Hercules.
I think that's the only one where he's actually like the main build.
Yeah, and
because like G.I. Joe's is like split up.
Yeah, because G.I. Joe's like an ensemble movie. But the thing is, like, all these movies have like a collective like rating of like 3 out of 5. Now, let me look up what year these movies. I think we did actually talk
G.I.
about
Joe.
this.
I know G.I. Joe's 2012.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah, Pain and Gain is 2013.
Hercules is probably about the same. Hercules is 2014.
Okay, so where does you're the expert? Where does this put Dwayne Johnson on the map? Is he like? Would we consider him A-list?
So this is he's probably like C B list, probably like mid B list at this point.
Yeah, but he's not like Fast and the Furious or like Jumanji levels yet.
No,
he is not like, because you know, because now he is like one of the world's most highest paid actors, like bar none.
Yeah.
Like entire movies are made around him, but this isn't Fast and Furious. This isn't like fucking Jungle Cruise. This is like, you know, he's working his way up, but this isn't, you know, this isn't Doom, you know. Yeah, Dwayne Johnson, of course, you know, long line of wrestlers who became actors. Probably ended up being the best one out of all of them, just in terms of how much money they got.
Well, I mean, Batista maybe because he got the MCU money.
Yeah. But yeah, I got the Dwayne Johnson triple pack. The fucking probably one of the hardest times I've ever laughed in my life. It was so funny.
I'm gonna send to you right now what I found.
What did you find? Let me pull it up. No, wait, hold on. It's literally the exact same movie, just with one extra movie. It's Baywatch. The horrible thing is, the picture of Dwayne on the cover is the exact same one they use for the 3-pack.
It's just slightly different. It's just a different picture.
You just see more. You see more of his torso now. That is a so
expression of the same photo.
Fucking funny.
One of them, he's looking dead on at you. This is the one you have. In this one, he's looking up. That's
yeah,
the only difference.
The 3-movie pack is more personal.
You have a more personal connection.
Every copy of Dwayne Johnson 3-movie collection is personalized. It was American Christmas was saved. Aaron saved Christmas. And on that day, Cameron's heart grew 3 sizes too big.
Then it exploded and you died.
Yeah, but then Dwayne Johnson saved me because he's a lifeguard in Baywatch, and that's what they do.
They save people whose hearts exploded.
Yeah, dude, Baywatch got really weird towards the last couple of runs.
I do know that this time in the Dwayne Johnson career, he's come back to WWE at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's main eventing WrestleMania with John Cena a couple times at this point.
That's cool.
He was at WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, he was there with Dwayne Johnson. He was there with Taker. That was a good one.
The 2 guys you know.
The 2 guys I know. I know Triple H. I know Shawn Michaels. I know.
They weren't there though. Well, Triple H was. He wrote it.
I know Andre the Giant. I know
he wasn't there. He's been dead a minute.
Didn't the WWE do a thing recently where they had like the Andre the Giant award?
They do that. They've been doing that since like 2014.
What's the Andre the Giant award? I don't. What is that?
So before WrestleMania, it used to be on WrestleMania. Now it's been demoted.
No.
It's a battle royal where they just pour all the schmucks who weren't good enough to get on WrestleMania in the ring and they fight to see who gets to be Andre the Giant for.
Wait,
And it
they get
never
to,
means
wait,
anything.
wait, they get to be Andre the Giant? That's
Yes.
that's like big shoes to fill, literally.
They get the trophy and then they pose like Andre the Giant and then it's not acknowledged like the week after.
Yeah, there's no like, actual setups that affect any like, ongoing stories in WrestleMania.
It is literally fighting for a participation trophy.
Do they get like a little trophy with Andre sculpted on it?
Yeah, they get a really big Andre.
Really
We find
But not life size, like a quarter size of Andre. I remember they were posting about it on like Twitter, and they chose like the worst picture of Andre the Giant for it. Who won that year? Look how big the plaque is. No one's name is on besides Andre the Giant.
Oh, I gotta find. Okay, well, let me hear it. I really like the original graphic because they made a second one with the actual trophy in it. But for this year, this is what the graphic they originally went with was. As if,
Yes, that's
like
the
Ani
one.
himself wasn't gonna be on SmackDown. He's back.
I saw this, and that's the one I was talking about. The horrible render. I'm like, I thought Andre was dead years ago.
You won't believe what's been going on since Triple H took over WWE. He's been doing some crazy things.
It's like a really good picture of him, though. It looks like he's really there. I miss Andre. I miss him every day. I'm glad we have this. Oh, you watched
For the
him?
first time recently.
Do you know
Yeah.
the horrible story about what happened with Andre on the set of Princess Bride?
What happened?
Okay, well, first a little side story. You know how like he's like on a horse at the end of the movie?
Did he kill the horse?
No, he could have if he really wanted to, but they had, since he weighed more than the horse, they had to hook him up to a winch and like kind of hang him over the horse because he weighed more than the horse.
It's so big.
Yeah, but there was another time. This is really good. Like Carrie Elways tells this story. He tells it a lot better than I do. They were like, I guess, rehearsing for a scene. I think it was like the scene where like, where Wesley and Andre and like the Montoya are like watching over the castle. They're like watching, like, oh man, how are we gonna get past these guys? And they're like demoing the shot. And Andre lets out like a 5-minute long fart. And like fucking birds are falling out of the sky. Like the sound guy is like going deaf. And the director's like, are you okay, Andre? And he's like, I'm okay now, boss. And they got back to work.
So, fun thing people don't know about that. A very similar story happened with us and Tyler on the set
What do you
for your
mean?
consideration.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What happened? What happened with Tyler?
Tyler, he farted for several minutes and we had to pause
I don't,
the FYC production.
I don't remember this.
Everyone knows this story.
You're gonna have to remind me.
No, I'm making this up. This year campaign.
You totally had me. I totally believed you. You could have fooled me.
I'm cutting that out so people think it's real.
This really is the episode where we set up Tyler for as many falls as we can.
I think we should run a whole smear campaign on Tyler until he comes on the show.
We bring him in to face the accusations.
We make him take a lie detector
Yeah,
test.
it's like what Keemstar does. We bring him in.
Yeah, Tyler let out a very 3-minute long fart on the set of For Consideration. Multiple teachers in the hallway had to be evacuated, actually.
Yeah, we had to shut down school for a week to deep clean it. They had to repaint the walls because all the paint had chipped off.
That's actually what brought the front door down. It shattered the glass.
Yeah, they had to cover it up. They had to do a cover up, so the press wouldn't get the real information.
You heard on the radio, it's like there was a large white male farting on the premises. Staring at Andre staring at me from my phone.
That's what. Say I haven't turned off my phone, so I see him too. He connects
You
us.
want a peanut? He's back. He's gonna be on Friday on Fox. I just love how they tweeted that and no one thought that would look wrong.
It has the. I'll have to find this, but it gives the same energy as that. Was it the William Howard Taft signing for the Tennessee Titans or whatever it is? Do you remember that?
What?
Hold on, I need to find it. I sent it to you a while ago and you put it on your story.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Big get, honestly, for the Titans.
Former president.
I'm really hoping the Seahawks can pull the Grover Cleveland.
My favorite 26th president, Grover Cleveland.
He's the 26th, and he's the 24th, and I think the 22nd.
I was close then. I didn't think I get it right.
He's the only two-timer. Hopefully, stays that way.
Yeah, take that for what you will. If you're watching this in the year 2500, you know, maybe that'll mean something different for you.
It's a political thing about some politician I don't know about. I could be that politician, Cameron.
I could be that politician. When I
I'm not
become
gonna
president,
be.
I'll remove the two-term limit. I'll be president forever.
I don't think that's how that works, buddy.
No, I'll slip Congress 20, and you know things will go my way.
Under the table.
Yeah, we can't have CNN seeing it.
I think they're gonna have questions when you're on your 5th term and you're not out of there.
What can I say? The people, the public adores Nolan Mann. You know.
That's how we're gonna find out you didn't fake your death. You're the fucking president. If we ever, for whatever reason, which we won't, but if we ever decided to bring FYC back, I think we should have you fake your death again. You just keep coming back and doing more obvious shit.
That was.
You keep coming back from faking your death, but like you're worse and worse about hiding your death every time. Did we ever talk about you being a sports commentator thing in the last episode?
Oh, like the rejected season 3 thing?
Yeah, because I don't think we mentioned that as a part of. We talked about kind of the writing history.
I think we did.
But I don't think we talked about like all the. We talked about a couple of them. We didn't talk rejected FYC season 3 pitches.
Like when I was like writing this before I went to college, so like 3 or so years ago, I wrote in like stuff like, oh, this is what Nolan was doing in between season 2 and 3, and I was like, oh, Nolan became like a sports commentator to hide. And it would be like, Nolan would be like, I don't even like sports.
And that's how we were gonna find out, was that like you've been on TV the whole time.
Yeah, it's like how'd you like Jimmy Johns and everyone else, how'd you find out I was still alive? Like, you're on TV. It's like we have ESPN Plus.
One of the rejected pitches was you described to me as Batman Beyond.
What?
That one of the pitches for season 3 was that you were going to give the show to someone else and train them as the new Nolan Man.
I don't think I ever planned that. I think that was you.
No, this legitimately was your idea because I called it stupid.
No, if it was my idea, I would have written down, because I still have all my season 3 setup stuff.
Nolan Man retires from the force and then trains a new reviewer, and like all of the cast are new people from college.
I swear I did not do this. I think this had to have been someone else.
This was a legitimate pitch.
I'll look at my stuff right now. Because I wrote down all of my stuff for season 3. I swear that it's not there.
This is like the first idea you had, or like pretty.
I don't think so. What the fuck? Hold on, I'm reading them. Gang FYC. Make fun of personality YouTubers. Dino does the review, but everyone makes fun of her for having a gimmick, being Italian.
That's the gimmick is I'm simply Italian.
But he doesn't. But she doesn't get it because it's just her. What the fuck?
I don't get that it's a gimmick because it's just me. Is that like the?
I think the
bit?
gang. I think the gang FYC is that like, oh, like the other guys make an FYC.
Yeah, no, the gay was which is just at that point Tyler and Evan.
The gang go to. This is a
What
great.
is this grammar, Cameron?
The gang go to the personal effects to use. Hold on. The gang go to the personal effects to use the rejected FYCs to make a tribute to Nolan. But since it is gone, they have they have to make their own.
Were you drunk or anything?
And above this, I have Nolan goes through his personal effects and finds rejected FYC ideas. He finds Kamen Rider. So, was I writing this when I was making a Kamen Rider video?
Why was it written like?
I don't know. I think
Did we ever talk about fucking serial killer training school?
no. I don't think we ever did on the pod. You talk about it while I try to find FYC.
I think we've established the lore that we were all in the film club at our high school.
Yes.
If you want to know, Tyler was the grade under us.
Yeah. So he took over after Aaron, Evan, and I graduated. Tyler became the heir for.
Although, but you and I
Film.
were watching from the shadows.
Yes.
Very loosely.
Yeah. We were in like the Discord.
What I helped Tyler with was they had an upcoming project that was a Halloween themed thing. That was like it was like a serial killer training school. The whole
Yes.
premise
Mhm.
was like the children of a bunch of famous serial killers were going to school to learn how to kill people. And Tyler sent me the script that he and the rest of the film club had concocted.
Foolishly,
Had me proofread it.
he sent us the script.
I remember calling you that night, and we read through the gold that was bestowed at Google Doc.
I have said this many times tonight, but reading through that script is one of the hardest times I've ever laughed in my life.
That was so. If you've ever heard us say to one another, "Go for it,"
Yeah, like the animal gopher.
yeah, Tyler meant to write "go for it" as in GO space FOR space
Nope.
IT,
Nope.
but you wrote it as "go for it." The animal gopher.
That's just one of the many errors. Like he goes back and forth on serial killer. Sometimes it's like, the killer serial killer, and sometimes it's like, fucking Fruit Loops cereal. It goes back and forth. Sometimes it'll be every other line, sometimes it'll be on the fucking next page.
There's also sometimes it's Michael Myers. And sometimes it's Michelle Myers.
Sometimes it's Michelle Myers, sometimes it's Mitchell.
Mitchell.
It takes more effort to spell Mitchell or Michelle. Michael's the one everyone knows how to spell.
I don't understand if like he got the vowels mixed up. Those are whole other different names.
Like you would know if you got them wrong. The script itself was bad. All right, it's just
even outside of the English errors, the script makes no fucking sense.
every it's like a pilgrimage. Every now and then, me and Aaron go visit the serial killer training camp script that Tyler wrote, and Tyler keeps denying,
Responsibility.
Yeah, he keeps saying, I didn't do this. I did not write the serial killer training camp script.
Well, I have like a screenshot documentation of him taking credit for writing it before I picked it apart. My favorite part is that he introduces all these characters that are like children of serial killers. Some fictional, some not. For some reason.
So you have like Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, and then you have like the fucking son of Jeffrey Dahmer, or like Ted Bundy.
It was Ted Bundy.
It was Ted Bundy, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is
And
like
I
some like Son of
remember,
Dracula shit.
we looked through that, and then serial killer kids that are supposed to be the whole premise of the movie barely have any screen time or billing. So I'll end off with this. The last main, like, because there was a bunch of, like, not a bunch, but there were a couple, like, brief throwaway pitches that we wanted to do for a hypothetical season 3.
Of FYC.
That, well, there were, like, not super in-depth talks, but there were times it was brought up
Yeah.
between season 2 ending and, like, us committing to For Your Condolences, because that was, like, there's, like, a good year and a half between those two things happening.
Yeah.
So season 3 came up a couple times during that, like, stretch of time.
And we never knew we were gonna do Fear Condolences. We only knew we were gonna do Fear Condolences like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, literally just like a few months ago.
Yeah.
I think the pitch that had the most, like, legs behind it was the follow-up was not gonna include Nolan Manhart, but it was going to be a sitcom with Jimmy and Dino as the leads following season 2.
Yeah, we talked about this in the last episode.
I don't think we actually brought up that pitch at all.
I think we brought it up, but I don't think we talked about it that much.
Yeah, that legitimately, like, there was actually at least some episodes planned out, and, like, should we say what the conclusion was? Because I doubt we're ever gonna revisit.
Yeah, go. You can go ahead and say the conclusion.
It was supposed to be, I think, a 10-episode season is what I was gonna shoot for.
Yeah.
And I wanted to introduce new characters to the FYC lore. And the last couple episodes, the whole premise of the show was it was going to address the show within a show thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, like, kind of similar to the thing for Condolences, where it's like Nolan's dead, his friends want to honor the legacy of FYC, so they try to make the show themselves, but they're bad at it.
Yes.
Because I never wanted to do the actual full-on format thing.
No.
So it essentially became iCarly.
Yes.
And then in the last couple episodes, Nolan would come back from the dead and want to reclaim his show, and the finale was, we're gonna do the courtroom
Drama.
Where we were going to fight over the custody of FYC, or be me and Tyler versus you and Evan fighting over.
Why would Evan be on my side?
Because he loves you.
I love you. I love you, Nolan.
Because Nolan and Jason are a canonical ship.
That is true. We should have brought that up more in Fear Condolences. We referenced it in Fear Condolences. We should have played more into that.
The implication is that Jason moved on to be with Dina instead. Which is a thing that was made up on the fly.
Rest in piss, FYC.
You think anyone was that excited when the last episode came out? They're like, oh my god, my favorite web show is back.
Oh, apparently 50 people were.
They were all jumping for joy.
Yeah, they were like, finally, Cameron's done talking about Bruce Lee and Pulse and James Bond. Now he's gonna bring back For Your Consideration.
What was there to say about FYC? It was FYC.
Oh, internet.
Shut up, Jeremy. You weren't there.
You made all my breath mints.
You know my breath mints.
Jeremy Renner could have been your Terry McGinnis.
I swear I didn't write that.
Okay, I gotta get hold on.
What?
I'm trying to. I'm going back to the Jedi Chronicles.
What? What?
So, I found. I'll screenshot it for the video. But fucking this message. Look in the Binky chat.
In the what?
The brain
Binky?
trust.
Yeah. Who's dead? Who's the one who's dead? Who's the gravestone?
Richter.
Oh, yeah, Richard's dead, yeah. Who's the dead one, Nick? I like how I asked that question back then too.
Hold on, I'm highlighting this one too.
What is this? I hate that we just keep using this horrible picture of Miles Teller. It just makes it even worse. The guy who directed the Divergent movie starring Miles Teller is named Neil Berger. Just want to throw that out there. What? What? Isn't that funny?
I'm saying something stupid.
What? The second one is him yelling at Dino saying that they've ruined Halloween.
No, it's the one scene in the final consideration where you get really mad at me for no reason. Oh my god, hold on. I've gotta go through the archives to one show.
Okay, what is this? It was worth it. It was worth it. What can I say? I'm a master of digital effects.
I have to go to your digital effects.
I'm a genius.
That's your takeaway from today.
Yeah, of all the things we've learned today, Cameron's a genius. Alright, anything you want to say, Aaron, before we end it?
Thank you, Jeremy Renner, for coming on the show.
Yeah, and I hate to say this, Jeremy, this is the last time you'll ever be on the podcast. It was absolutely horrible having you here. I know this will get me in trouble on social media, but, you know, I'm a smelly person to be around, and I don't like you. Get out of my house. I'll see you next week. See you next week, Jeremy.
Pretty proud moment this year for me.